Hello you guys, welcome back to my home. Today we're going to be going through an August garden tour, and I'm in garden zone 6 in Michigan, just for reference. And so we did one of these back in early July, so you can go watch that one, but the garden has changed so much since then, and we are harvesting just all the time. Like every single day we're getting a little basket full, which is really fun. This is like when gardening becomes super fun. And so I just want to take you along through the garden to see what everything's looking like. You guys have been here for a lot of the projects, so I just want to kind of give you guys an update. And then at the end, we're going to do a big harvest. So come along. So we're going to start off in the squash bed. We have zucchini here and spaghetti squash up on our trellis. You guys have been here for the trellis saga. Some of y'all hate it, some of y'all love it. So we are actually so close to being able to harvest this one, and I'm going to do a whole video on like how to harvest, how to store these for the winter for several months. That is something that I just straight up didn't know before gardening, that you can actually store things like squash, basically all the things that you don't like can, or freeze, things like squash, onions, you can actually store for months, which you just don't know that you can do that. That's really fascinating. So I'm going to be doing a whole video on that. So something that is really exciting is that, as you can see, we have our 4 squash that you guys actually helped me like secure up in these hammocks. And I just thought for the longest time that that is all I was going to get. I thought I was going to get 1 squash per plant, and that was it, because they weren't showing any more sign of more fruit. And then all of a sudden, we went on vacation, came back, and we had like all these little squashes that were growing. And now if everything grows that is starting to grow, we will have a total of 9 spaghetti squash. And there may be more still coming. So I'm hoping that the growing season will be long enough for all of them to like come to full maturity so that we can actually eat them. But that's just super exciting. Like, look, we have all these new little guys. There's one down here, and then there's a few on the other side. So that's just so fun. I can't wait. All right, and then our zucchini are doing wonderful. I don't really know what I was expecting. I mean, I feel like they're not producing as much as they were last year, but I could be wrong. I mean, we still have had a pretty good harvest. I don't know. It's not as like prolific as I remember it being. But we do have one down here that we'll be able to harvest, and then there's 2 more growing down there. I don't think that there's any on the other one. We did have a small issue with, I think, what was blossom end rot early in the season. Seems to have fixed itself now, so I think we're good. All right, so this bed has our tomatoes and our green beans and our onions. And the tomatoes are thriving. We already have harvested enough for 2 gallons of Ziploc bags and then like a whole basket full that is in our kitchen right now. I just did a short on my channel showing you guys how to like store everything and get everything prepped for the freezer so that you can everything closer to fall. That's personally what I like to do. I think it's just easier for me. I don't know, to just can everything all at once. So you can go check that out if that seems helpful to you. But as you can see, like, we have so many tomatoes that are ready to pick, and I can't wait to do that at the end of this video. They're looking a little wilty here. I did water them like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours ago. So they need to like just spruce up, but they're looking good. This guy here, guys, this is so bad. I'm not sure if the tomato cage broke or what, but it will not stay up. So I'm just leaving it like this because the plant is fine. It just looks hideous, but that's okay. All right, our green beans, to be completely honest with you, don't know how they're still producing. We've got probably 200 green beans from these plants over the course of the summer, and they're still producing big, beautiful green beans, but they look awful. And I've clipped off some of the brown leaves. I haven't done any research as to why they're turning brown, because to be honest, I thought that they were just like done for the year, but they keep producing. So I should probably look into that, see if I can actually help them grow better. But you can't hardly see them because the tomato plants have just taken over and I've let them just sprawl out and do their thing. So it doesn't look very pretty, but they're still producing, and highly recommend green beans if you've never planted them before. They're the most fun plant. And I'm trying to kill them, honestly. Like, I'm not taking care of them at all, and they're just still going. So we have a few onions left in the bed. This year, I know I've mentioned before, was a complete just learning experience to doing onions. I hardly did any research. I started the seeds myself, put them in the garden. I had several seedlings that were clustered together, and that's why you see things like this right here, where they're all bunched up together. And so they have not had the best chance to produce like big onions, but I've used all the ones that we've harvested, and they're small but mighty. I guess they're onions, and I just can't wait for next year to be able to do a better job at growing them. And yeah, I don't feel bad about it at all. This was a complete learning experience. I don't think I've ever just stood here and looked, but that looks insane. Look at how good these pepper plants look. Just based on the leaves, they are looking so healthy. We've been able to harvest quite a bit of banana peppers. I have already done some canning. I think we canned 3 jars, of banana peppers, and definitely are going to do more. As you can see, the branches are very, very full still. I will say that one thing that we've been dealing with is basically sunburn on your peppers, which look like this. If you can see right there, that pepper is basically turning black on top. There's not really much you can do to prevent it unless you want to actually cover your plants during the heat of the day. I don't really want to do that. Maybe I will next year if I'm a little bit more prepared for it. So we're dealing with that. We've had to throw several away, but they're going in the compost. They're not going to waste. And so all of these ones underneath, though, are looking great because they're protected by the leaves. And we're still going to get a very, very good harvest. So that's the banana peppers. These 2 rows right here are our bell peppers. And if you look under here, I have been saving this guy. He's so big. I've been waiting for it to turn red. I don't know why I'm calling it a he. It's a pepper. But I've been waiting for it to turn red. It's been sitting on the vine for so long, just big and green, and you can definitely pick them when they're green. That would be a green bell pepper. I prefer them when they are red or orange or whatever color they're going to turn. And so I've just been waiting, and I think it's fully red. The bottom may still be green. I'll have to kind of peek at it, but I'm also letting it ripen, 1, because I want it to, but 2, because I want to be able to save the seeds from it, and you can only save seeds from a fully ripe pepper. So we have that one. We have this one down here that's turning red, which is so fun. And then we have 2 of them here that are turning red. I've never had this many peppers. Last year, I just don't think that we planted that many. I can't really remember. And then our first year gardening we were planting on a back porch in pots. So we really didn't have the best of luck there, but we have so many. And this one right here has 2 little peppers on it, and I started these ones from seed. They were way behind the ones that are in the middle here that I got from the nursery that already have big peppers on them. But I'm just so proud that I started these from seed, and then even better, I saved these seeds. These are the seeds that I grew a pepper, saved the seeds, planted, started from seed, and they're reproducing. This is the first time that has happened, that I've actually done that. So I'm so happy about that. And moving on down the line, this little cluster here are our jalapenos. Again, the plants look awesome, but I have been struggling with the jalapenos, specifically with blossom end rot. I've had to throw away probably half of our fruit, which is really annoying, but honestly, if that were to happen to any of the peppers, I would want it to happen to the jalapenos, because I specifically only use them for salsa, and last year we actually ended up having way too many for the amount of tomatoes that we had, and we just composted them. So I'm like, if it were to happen to any of the peppers, that is the one I would want it to happen to, but we are definitely trying to, figure out why that's happening. I'm trying to keep up on the watering because that's supposed to help. So yeah, what can you do? So next up we have our cayenne peppers, and half of these I got from a nursery, half of these I started from seed, and the ones from seed are starting to produce. And again, that is just so, it's just so fun to know, like, you did it. You grew it from seed, and I mean, not that I did anything, the Lord did it all, but I planted it, so yay. But we have so many red ones that we're going to be able to pick today. Again, if you want to save your own seeds, you have to harvest the seeds from a fully ripe red pepper. And also, if you didn't know, jalapenos actually turn red when they're fully ripe. So if you have the patience and want to do it, then you can leave like 1 or 2 of your jalapenos on the vine to fully ripen, just to save the seeds from, and then compost, because I'm not really sure what they taste like when they're fully red. So we've had great luck with our cayennes. We've already made 1 batch of crushed red pepper, which I filmed a video on. I don't know whether this one's coming out first or that one, but it's so easy and just really fun to know exactly what is in your crushed red pepper, that it's organic, that there's nothing else in it than crushed red pepper, and just that you made it yourself is really fun. So, and I made that for my husband, right?
You betcha. Goes in my omelet. Goes in my omelet every day.
Do you like them?
I love them.
Yay. Okay, so that is it for our garden bed, but I do want to show you our flowers. So I don't honestly remember what this was looking like in July. I don't think that these had really sprouted yet. So this side doesn't get as much sun. And basically on this side of our sunroom, nothing can really grow. It only gets like 2 hours of sun a day. And then this gets like a little bit more sun, and then this side is like full sun all day long. So it kind of is a gradual little thing here, but these have just started to sprout, and we got our first little Cosmo blooms here. So those ones are white. It's always so fun to see your first blooms because you never know what color they're going to be, especially if you get like a variety seed pack, which is most of the time what you're going to get when you get like just a seed pack of like Cosmos or zinnias. You never know what color they're going to be. So I've got another little bloom that's going to be opening up here. And nasty Japanese beetles. I don't know where it went. If I did, I would step on it. And then as you can see here, we have a jungle of wildflowers. And honestly, don't look too closely. They don't all look that great. So some of it is just that these blooms are like pretty old. These pink ones have been open for quite some time now, so I think just naturally they're dying, which is fine, but also the stupid beetles just are my worst enemy. And I also yesterday I clipped 3 different bouquets for the house, so I took like the best looking ones and they're in the house now. So that is also the case. But these Cosmos are doing so great. This one is dying off because it's old, but we have so many blooms here. These pretty like fuchsia pink ones seem to be like the most prominent ones. And then over here, I just found our first bloom yesterday of this one, and it's like this deep burgundy velvety one. I love it so much. I think it's so pretty, and it's getting me in the mood for fall. Just that like deep cranberry color. I love it. And so the Cosmos seem to be doing really good. The beetles or any other little pests don't seem to be bothering them at all. They are just like a really delicate flower though, so they're not as hardy as zinnias, where zinnias will look pretty for days on end and just sit there. And the Cosmos though are so like thin and delicate that just in a couple of days they're like wilted and don't look that great. You also have to be really careful when you're harvesting them that like you don't lay them down, because you will just bend all of the petals, which zinnias are way hardier and you can kind of like throw them on the ground and they'll still look great. But the zinnias really take a beating from the beetles. So just learning so much this year, and I want to grow even more wildflowers next year, and I may even I don't know, extend, because this just doesn't seem like enough, especially when the beetles get to them and you lose some of them. I don't know. Like, look at this one right here. This one, I never saw the petals to this one once. And that just looks so bad. So I should probably come in here and clean it up a little bit, but that's how it's looking. Now's the fun part. We get to harvest. Let's go. Okay, as much as I want to harvest the spaghetti squash, they are not quite ready yet. So we do have 2 zucchini though that we can harvest. Also, every time I come out here to harvest them, I'm like, man, I really should have brought my scissors, because I try to always twist them off and they break at the end rather than at the stalk every single time. So today's probably not going to be any different. Also, fun fact, I don't have garden shears. I use my kitchen scissors. It's been on my Christmas list for 2 years now, and nobody's bought me garden shears. And I haven't bought myself any either. Alright.
What?
You missed it.
I did?
It worked. This never happens. It broke off at the stalk. Yes. It did it for you guys. It did it for you. Alright, and personally, I like to have bigger zucchini. I know some people say they get a little bit seedy, but I am going to harvest this one because there's one growing right next to it, and I don't want it to get in the way. Yeah, see how it kind of broke off there? That's okay. That is what normally happens. And always triple check, because these suckers can hide, and then all of a sudden you have a 2-foot long zucchini. I speak from experience. Alright, now the really, really fun part is the tomatoes. It's like an Easter egg hunt, you guys. It's so fun. Alright. Also, I don't know what we did differently this year, but these tomatoes, some of these are normal size, but all of my tomatoes last year were about this size. And if you look here, these are so much bigger. Literally all my tomatoes last year were this big, and now they're almost double in size. I don't know what happened, but I'm not complaining. Also, these leaves are polka dotted, they have some sort of disease going on, but the harvest is fine, so we're just gonna keep rolling with it. And it's this one is just starting to blush, and I'm still gonna harvest it because I would rather have more nutrients go to feeding all of the other green ones that are still growing. And this will continue to ripen in the house and turn bright red, just like the rest of them. And typically I go around and pick the obvious ones first, and then I go around again and look a lot deeper into the plant, because you miss so many, and you have to go around and around, and then you get different views, different perspectives, and then you find more. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look how red that is. It looks great. So some of those are blushing, but because I have to harvest so many, I'm just gonna leave them on there for another day, just to get a little further, a little bit more red. All right, first culprit of blossom and drought. This happens. I don't know that there's a gardener out there that doesn't have at least one of these in their harvest season. Not a big deal, because as you can see, all of those ones look great, and there's still so many more. So just because you have one little bad one that you're gonna have to throw away, it's not a big deal. It is a very, very common issue. Oh my goodness. Look at how big that is. Guys, this is a Roma. Romas don't get that big. This is huge. That's crazy. I am so thankful. I'm just thank you, Lord, because you can do all you want, but you have no control over how this stuff grows. The Lord does. So just thank you, Lord, for food Because, like, that's what we're doing. We're growing our own food. Like, this is grocery money that I don't have to spend. This one is oddly tiny, but that's okay. You can always tell when they're going to be blossom and rot because they kind of grow like a pear. They're like small on top and they get short and squatty on the sides. And then you turn it over and you're like, yep, I knew that was blossom and rot. Don't worry, I'm going to put those in the compost, not just leave them in my yard. And thankfully, it's almost like God designed it this way, that everything, like the plant itself is green, and there's so much foliage, but the fruit turns red, and so it's like easy to spot when they're ripe. And it's just little things like that that's convenient that I'm like, the Lord thought about that. Like the Lord thought to have it be green, blend in, and then when it's ready to pick, it'll turn a bright red color so that you can find easily. You know? Like, I don't think that that's a coincidence. I think it was designed that way. This basket is getting so heavy already. It is a toasty one out here today. I am sweating. Oh, I just dropped it. Got it. I think this is why gardening becomes addicting for people and they want to expand it every year, because of this. Like, this is just a fun activity to sit here and pick your tomatoes. And you're like, what else could I make besides salsa? Well, I could make so many more things with tomatoes. I need more tomatoes. And then you buy 3 more garden beds next year. It's just how it goes, you know? See this one right here? See how it's growing round and not long? I guarantee you when I turn this over, it's going to be blossom and rot. Yup. And actually, this one looks like it too. Well, it's not yet, so I guess we'll find out, but here's my bent over one. Babe, can you reach in there and grab those 2 on the bottom? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Ugh. I don't know how short people garden in garden beds. It's hard for me, and I'm tall and have long arms. All right, I probably picked that one a little prematurely, but it will be fine. Oh my gosh, like, how did I not see that? So ripe. All right, do you think that that's good? This whole branch is like laying in the ground.
Yeah.
And so I want to get them before they like rot. That, people, is why it's so important to prune your branches at the beginning of the year. Because otherwise you get branches with fruit on them laying in the dirt. And I did prune them, but apparently I didn't prune them enough. All right, I think that's it for tomatoes. I'm getting so hot. On to green beans. I am just so shocked that they're still producing. I will say that they're not as prolific as they were, which is to be expected near the end of the season. I just really thought that they would be like completely done by now. There's still more on here, but they're all little. So I'm gonna wait on those, and then I think that this plant is like completely just crushing this one. This is also a hard plant to pick from with one hand because they're all just so little. There's so many. Wow, this guy's doing great. There's a bunch on this one.
Oh, there's a big one.
Where?
Hanging off the middle.
Oh, wow. It's crazy. All right. That looks good. All right, on to peppers. Our camera's overheating. Oh my goodness. Is today the day? I want to pick it so badly.
Do it.
Okay. Oh my gosh, the stalk is so big. I don't even know if y'all heard that because I'm using a mic, but it just cracked. Okay, the bottom could have lasted a few more days, but look at that! That is huge! Like, you don't find these at Aldi. Okay, they're smaller than this. And this is organic. I'm so happy. I know that none of the other bell peppers are ready, so I'm gonna move on. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a handful of the banana peppers that we can harvest. But I try to let these guys hang on as long as possible because I can these and I'm not gonna like freeze them before canning them. That would totally mess them up. So I try to like let them hang on as long as possible, then do a big harvest and then can. But I'm gonna pick the ones that seem ready because if you let them go too long, these will also turn red and then they get soft and then they're no good. I mean, you can eat them, but they're not good for canning in the purpose that I want them for. Keep pulling off leaves. Okay, I'm gonna call that good for today. And now chili peppers. These ones are great because there's really no like determining whether they're good or not. It's like if they're red, they're good. But if you see this one right here that's still a little bit green, or even like that one over there that has just started to turn, you can totally pick either one of those and they will continue to ripen and turn completely red inside. So totally up to you. I'll probably pick this one because it's almost there. But I will leave that one since it is more green than it is red. So do we only have 2 today? I think so. See how it's mostly red? All right, and last but not least, jalapenos. These have been really, really slow going. They grow super slow, and then half the time I have to throw them away because they have blossom and rot. But this one looks pretty good. And this one, yeah, if I get any, it's like a good day. Let's see. These ones look good, but they're a little bit small yet, so I'm gonna keep those on there. This one, see, this one is like borderline wanting to rot on the bottom, but it looks good on the other side. So I can probably just cut this part off and use the bulk of it. All right, I think that is it for jalapenos. But thankfully the blossom and rot seems to be getting under control, and it's not like I'm throwing away all of them like I was at the beginning of the season. This is our harvest. Look at that basket. It is full. Remember, we've got zucchinis under there. We've got green beans under there, tomatoes. Oh my gosh. That is so pretty. All right, thank you guys so much for coming along with me and letting me show you my August garden and coming along as we harvest. So if you guys are interested in more gardening and homemaking content like this, then please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me grow this channel and supports me a lot. So I would appreciate any of that, comment, whatever. So thank you guys, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.